All right, Muscle Talk. What's up, fellas? What's going on?
Hey, glad to be here.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Another
Thank you.
Wednesday.
So before we started, we were talking about Dorian's last video where he's doing some legs and he did those wide stance squats. And I would say for the last, I don't know, 15 years or so, that's how I always squatted. Because anytime I did like in a conventional squat, there was just a lot of pressure on my knees and my lower back. And then my brother-in-law used to be a power lifter, and he taught me how to squat like a power lifter, which is, very wide apart, like ass out first and so on and so forth. And ever since then, that's how I've always squatted. But I want Dorian to explain exactly why that is such a good position to squat in.
Well, I think when I was younger, I used to have some knee issues, and there's only really one way I could squat. If I put too much stress anteriorly up on my quads, it was too much pain in my knees. So that's kind of my power squat. That's like home base for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how my body learned how to squat, and I developed around that. So I generally squat like that on posterior chain leg day, where I'm focusing more on glutes and hamstrings. And sometimes I'll switch it up. When I'm doing like my Sunday leg days, I'll do squats with a little bit more narrow stance, and I'll let the weight shift up onto my forefoot a little bit more. But generally, I keep the weight in the heels and that wide stance on those posterior chain leg days, and that's always worked great for me.
Bill, have you ever squatted like that, or you do a regular conventional Olympic squat?
I squat a little bit further than shoulder width, pretty much about shoulder width, a little bit more than shoulder. I don't go too wide. And then the conventional, I'll do like if I'm doing, the plate loaded. The plate loaded, you only could go but so wide,
Right.
because they have the plate loaded squats. But yeah, I go a little wider, but I squat on the Smith machine. I don't really use barbells anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I like constant tension.
Mm.
Because I go, it's like a Ronnie Coleman. As soon as I get to the top, I'm right back down. So I don't do the conventional how everybody go down, ass grass, and come up, pause for a second, go back down. I keep constant tension the whole time. So the Smith machine works better for me because of my age. So it just works better.
All right, cool. Dorian, can I ask you to turn the camera the opposite way so that it's horizontal?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
About that.
Yeah, Dorian, what size shirt are you? I'm assuming everybody's a 3X. 3X?
Yes, sir.
What about you, Phil?
Yeah, I'll fit a 3X. I think Patty's, she likes to go a little bit bigger, so she'll go with a large.
A large? Okay. Dorian, you got a wife or a girl?
No comment.
All right, never mind. I guess I'm just sending you that one shirt. All right, sounds good. I wanted to read this article to you guys because it's going to sound strange, but it really affects the gym. These things just blow me away. And this article, I actually was going to do. I do the news on my other channel like once a week, right? And I couldn't. It was unbelievable when I heard this this article. Listen to this. All right, this is from CNN, right? Police responding to a retail theft call in California City covered what is likely the most 2024 thing ever. A Sacramento woman allegedly stole about 6 Stanley Cup valued at a whopping $2,500. So this woman who was 23 years old stole $2,500 worth of Stanley water bottles. You guys know what that is? That's like the big craze that all the girls are drinking from right now, right? And apparently she stole them because you could sell them on like eBay or the black market for like 3 times the amount of what they really sell for. And I'm like, and I'm in my head, I'm like, this is more of like a young girl thing. Guys do it too, but the Stanley Cup thing is more the girls. It's like, do you have to follow every fucking trend that comes out? Like, you tuck your shirt up so everybody sees your ass. You wear your clogs. You got your Wolfpack pack. You got your huge ear music things. You only train glutes, and now you got to walk around with your Stanley water bottle. And if you don't have that, you can't come to the gym. It's like, dude, why can't you just drink the water from the bottle? It's from the fucking plastic bottle that comes out from itself. I don't understand that this craze of Stanley water bottles is affecting the black market. I mean, is it me, or am I just?
This is my first time hearing about it.
Really?
We don't. Yeah, I don't see it in our gym. I mean, I don't know nothing about it.
I guarantee now that I told you, you'll see it. I
I
guarantee you,
mean,
but just
honestly,
don't pay attention.
California do their own thing up there, man.
No, I've seen it in my gym. This is like a Dorian. Have you seen it?
Well, we did a Secret Santa. I went to a Christmas party,
Yeah.
and they had these bedazzled Stanley cups.
Yeah.
And what it's called, like White Rhino or whatever, or White Elf. The people kept switching this around. People wanted that gift more than any other gift. I didn't really know about it then, but now I look around, I see that shit everywhere.
Dude, all it is a thermos. I swear to God, that's all it is, with a straw that sticks out, and they come out with all these different types, and they sell out in seconds. And now you see all the girls carrying around the gym, right? And it's really a girl thing, really. Not too many guys. Yeah, they're expensive. They're like $50 or something like that. And it's just yeah, right. Yeah. Well, the Poland Spring bottle that I buy the water in. That's what I use. I don't get it. But it's like these girls, I swear to God, like if Kim Kardashian put like dog shit on her face because it was better for complexion, you'd see all the girls putting dog shit on their face. It's unbelievable. They all look the same. They all got the big eyebrows, like it's unbelievable. They got the big lips, right? Nobody. And here's what's funny. For decades, women have been avoiding the pear-shaped body, and now every girl wants a pear-shaped body. Every girl wants little tits with a huge ass. And you got to see some of the girls in it looks like some of them look like a park bench. It's insane. And it's either injections or a BBL, or it's just it's unbelievable. And even if the guys say we don't huge asses like that, we don't find the trend, they don't give a shit. They just follow the trend. It's unbelievable. And I'm like, the Stanley water bottle, that's like, if you have to buy a Stanley water bottle on the street like it's a heroin deal, there's a problem. I mean, that's a fucking problem.
Now you're gonna have me looking for it now tomorrow when I go to the gym.
I guarantee if you ask Patty, she knows exactly what I'm talking about. I guarantee. It's unreal. It's like these little stupid things and they just sip it. I don't know. It just blows me away. It's like everybody's got to. It's like the new hot thing, and the next year something else will come out. They'll all jump on that bandwagon. It's unfucking believable. I don't know. I had to get that out because it was like driving me crazy. And they all tuck their shirts in. And this is like really like young girl stuff, like the girls in their 20s, maybe in their early 30s. They all tuck their shirts in, so everybody could see their butt now. It's like equivalent to when we were young and they smashed their titties together and had cleavage, but they don't do that anymore. Now they show their ass everywhere. And God forbid you look at them. They put the video up and they call you a creep and they put you on Instagram. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So me and Dorian were talking during the week, Phil, because I want your opinion on this. And we saw Psycho Lewis. I sent him a video of Psycho Lewis training Moshe Bond, right? Moshe Bond, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And it just looks like he's kind of trying to reinvent the wheel. You want to, because I actually pulled up the video. You want me to show it to you?
Yeah, let me see it.
All right, let's see. All right, look at this. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
My comment on this should be a lateral raise motion. He's making it a front delt motion. And this, oh man.
What the hell is that? Shoulder shrugs?
Yeah, it's like an upright chain.
It looked like an upright row.
Okay.
But I don't know. It just looks like he's reinvented the wheel. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because you guys,
I've never, honestly, tell you the truth, I've never seen, except for this movement here, I've never seen that nonchalant, whatever that thing is. No disrespect to him, but
yeah, right.
The whole chain thing, and I don't know. I mean, he's got to do some things uniquely and completely different, I guess, to please for the other pros that when they see Mo compete. I don't think it's going to be that much. I don't think this training is going to be that much where it's going to change his physique to make it anything more different than what it already is.
Right.
So,
but look, he's only kind of going like a quarter of the way up or halfway up. Is there any reason for that? See what I mean?
Yeah, because those chains are so fucking heavy.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt because he is Psycho Lewis, but that's basically what I wanted to talk about. But it seems like, I mean, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt because, like I said, he is Psycho Lewis. But it just, I don't know. What do you guys think? It looks like he's trying to reinvent the wheel. I mean, I understand coming up to your chest would be more hitting your shoulder, and higher and closer grip would be more your trap. But I've never seen an upright row with chains only kind of going a quarter of the way up. Is there any philosophy behind it, or do we know?
I don't think so. I think you're right. I think he's just trying to reinvent the wheel, trying to just make different spins on exercise to make his exercises look innovative and interesting, which makes him appeal as a trainer.
Okay. But at your guys' level, though, wouldn't you like? I could see like if a young kid, or even a kid in his 20s, or maybe a national level bodybuilder, but a guy like Moshe Ban. Then again, I mean, at the same time, you are paying him, so you're gonna do what he tells you, right? But I don't know.
Listen, the only person, honestly, that Psycho Lewis that I saw, and he didn't even do none of this crazy mess was Sean Roden.
Yeah.
And I guess everybody's just thinking, what he did with Sean Roden, he could probably do with them. They can make it to Olympia, possibly win the Olympia. But Sean Roden, genetically and gifted, he's different. So everybody can't look at what he did with Sean. It's not going to work for everybody. Different strokes for different folks. But like I told you, I think last week when we spoke, I mean, if you're a pro level bodybuilder and you've been training yourself from the time you started bodybuilding in through the NPC and making it through the nationals to get your pro card, and then you've been competing for how many years as a high level pro, I just don't see the necessity of paying people this outrageous amount of money just to use some, I hate to say, crazy form and technique of some type of exercise. I don't know. I don't get it. I believe that if you're a pro and a high level pro, you should know how to, like Dorian, get to know your own body and know what works for you. Training with some trainers, necessarily, their movements may not be cut out for you, and then you may possibly get injured. I mean, I don't know. But that's just what I see. Psycho Lewis is just being very creative. That's all I can say. Very creative.
Now, I can understand like jumping on to another trainer and maybe because you need to get dialed in right. Maybe the diet, the week, you need somebody, you need another pair of eyes, maybe even a cheerleader in the gym or something like that, somebody to push you. But at Moshe Ban's level, I mean, he's got plenty of muscle already.
Yeah.
He's a beast. That's not. Is there any? But he's doing the UK, right? He's not doing USA. So I don't think, he's doing the UK. He's not doing the Arnold USA. So could it be that, that they're trying to push the muscle through the skin during, you know what I mean? Like to see the striations better and
that's dieting. I don't care what training you do.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't quite care what training. The only thing I can say is super high volume. When you're several weeks out from the show and the intensity level, the rest period is less, and you're moving and you're doing very high volume to get more blood, into each muscle. I mean, I even see some pros lifting extremely, like 3 weeks out, they're pushing crazy weight. But that's not going to make anything draw tighter to the skin. I don't see anything honestly wrong with Mo's physique. He's always in, the first call out. He does very well. I'll pronounce IFBB Pro. So I don't know what he believes this form of taking, like you just said, I believe, like what you just said, it's probably because he just needs to be pushed. Some people, after a while, train on their own. They believe that they're not pushing themselves to a higher level, and they need someone else to do that. So that could be the reason why.
Yeah, I could totally see that. It's just like I had a friend that used to train with Milos, and he sent me a video. I actually put it up. He sent me a video of Milos training him in the gym, and I was like, I couldn't go through a quarter of that. I mean, he was just like, he was ready to die within the first few sets. I kind of get that part, right? But I think Mo's problem is just, dieting and getting in shape, really. And I don't know if Psycho does his diet. It's just a gym guy.
I think he does training. I think he just does training. I mean, I could be wrong. He might do it with amateurs. I don't know.
Yeah,
But a lot of people that he trained is physically training. I don't
just
really
in the
see.
gym. Yeah. What is
And he
somebody like?
works well with Chris Aceto, so he'll get referrals from Chris because they work well together, Chris Aceto.
Oh yeah. Well, Chris, Chris is a proven commodity. I mean, that goes without saying. That guy's been around since Jay Cutler was Mr. Olympia, right? And I think he helped him with his first couple of wins, and then he went over to Hani, right? Yeah, that's what happened. How much do you think somebody like Psycho was cost for you to train him, for him to train you in the gym?
I think personally, I bet if he's training somebody who's just an everyday Joe, not a pro, between 80 and 150 bucks a session.
Okay.
I bet from on, zero.
Really?
I see that type of training, and using a superstar like Mo is purely marketing.
Do you think there's any kind of like a percentage of his winnings or a percentage of a sponsorship or anything like that? No, nothing like, really.
How much business? That's what I think. I don't know. That'd be my guess.
That's pretty interesting. It's kind of like getting insurance on a Ferrari. It's a lot cheaper than a regular car because nobody's going to steal that thing. I never looked at it. I'm figuring, these guys, they must charge a fortune, and guys like Mo could probably have it because they're a good bodybuilder. But I've heard of who was the trainer with they had a falling out a few years back, and it was the guy from the islands who won the Arnold. And
Bonac.
William Bonac, and I forgot the guy who was training him, and Bonac was complaining because he was taking too much of a percentage of his winnings or something like that.
Oh, that was his coach as well. It wasn't just his trainer. That was
Neil Hill.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Neil Hill. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, okay, that's right. Okay, that guy was his coach, not his trainer in the gym, right? That's a little bit different. All right. So did you guys see the video I did on Nick Trigili and what do you call it? And Mark Bell?
Sure. I watched it today during breakfast. Decent video. Good.
Thank you. But apparently, Mark Bell got his YouTube channel taken down.
really.
Yeah, but they reinstated it right after the review, and it looked like Nick Trigili he was a little bit annoyed because, according to him, they took his YouTube channel down for the same reason. So apparently, Mark Bell had a link. I don't know if it's a sponsorship or something like that, a link attached to his video where it was some kind of clinic and they were selling either SARMs or some kind of hormones without a prescription. And that's a big no-no on YouTube. It's in the guidelines. It's in the guidelines. And they deem that as extreme. So they don't even have to warn you. They could just take it down. So they took it down from Mark Bell's, and then he requested a review, which you could do. And they gave it back to him within 24 hours. And Nick on his Instagram said that he spent $48,000 on lawyers just to get his YouTube channel back, and that was it. He got banned, and that was it. Now, I don't know Nick very well. I mean, we've had conversations. We had a little bit of back and forth last year. I have a feeling there's probably more to it. I just reported on what he said. I mean, there could have been warnings. There could have been, strikes. There could have been God knows what. There could have been reports where Mark Bell, I would probably assume that this was his only first offense. Yeah. As far as, because I never got demonetized from YouTube. I've gotten like, you can't use this music because it's not copyrighted or something like that. And they, whatever, things like that. Or I did get, I interviewed this porno star on my other channel, and I had her in, the picture was like this very risque outfit, and they took the thumbnail down. They're like, no, you can't have that. And then I had to go find like a classy picture of a porno star, which is really difficult. Like, how am I gonna do that? But I did find one way she was just in a tight dress but not revealing any skin, and that was fine. But for the most part, that was really it. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know Nick very well, but he doesn't seem, I don't know. He doesn't seem very honest because, but at the same time, he might have not been able to say anything because of the legal fees, the legal things going on between him and YouTube. But as soon as Mark Bell's channel was reinstated, he revealed his email as to why they took his channel down, right? And obviously there was no coincidence to that, because he also put underneath that he stated that, you know, him and Mark Bell had the same reason, but he got his back and he got nothing. So it was probably a little.
How Nick Trigili is doing his because I see him in little snippets, little clips here and there that pops up.
He originally went on Rumble, and by the way, I will be going on Rumble, and I'll explain why I'll be going on Rumble. I'm staying on YouTube, but I'll be going on Rumble. He originally was going on Rumble. Everybody that gets kicked off YouTube goes to Rumble, right? So yeah, but then he stopped doing Rumble, and he really just started doing Instagram and a lot of personal training, a lot of training. I think he's putting his emphasis into the training and Instagram, social media kind of thing. Because I joined Rumble to actually follow him, and the last time he put a video on Rumble was, I don't know, like last year or something like that. So he's obviously not doing Rumble anymore. But
I think he's coaching too.
Yeah, he's coaching. Yeah, absolutely. He's always advertising for coaching and so on and so forth. And he's probably a decent coach. I mean, you know, I wouldn't put it past him. But I'll be going on Rumble because Dave Portnoy actually just became a partner in Rumble, and he's the guy who started Barstool Sports. And Rumble is like pretty much the only competition that YouTube has. It's the only platform similar to YouTube. And they've been trying to be competitive to YouTube, but YouTube's like the only game on the block for the most part, right?
Yeah.
But anytime, so it looks like they're going to make a push, and I don't want to miss the boat, because if you bring a big name like that on, and I don't know what the deal was to become a partner. I don't know, but I know that their stock went through the roof when he became a partner, and this was 2 days ago. So I don't want to miss the boat. So by this weekend, I'll probably establish myself on Rumble and put it up on there. But anytime a business gets a little too big for their britches and thinks they don't have to do anything to change, that's when they start breaking down. Like, remember Xerox back in the day? I think Harley Davidson went through the same thing. Is going through the same thing right now, where they really don't want to change any of their models, and they don't have to change any of the technology, but they're still asking crazy prices, you know. And then people start looking at Indian and BMW and so on and so forth. So it's a possibility that because YouTube will take your channel away like that and strike you down and demonetize you like that. And also, I'm pretty sure Rumble is doing a different advertising percentage, so the content creators can make more money than going on YouTube. But I got to see if I can get you have to establish a following, obviously, but it's worth it. Let's see what happens. Anyway, so Dorian was sick, but now he's back in the gym killing it.
I'm back, baby.
All right.
You're sick?
So,
what you got, a head of cold?
Yeah, I think I got that influenza virus. And I wanted to die for like 7 or 8
Really?
days.
Wow.
Man, it fucked me up. I dropped probably 25 pounds. Good thing is,
shit.
I'm looking ripped right now.
I was gonna say, you took your shirt off when you were squatting. Was that before?
Actually, I went and did that set, and I think that was the catalyst that pushed me into being sick, because I put so much stress into my body.
Really?
I think so, because that was Thursday, and Friday I got sick as fuck.
You're a hairy bastard too, by the way.
Not no more, baby.
Oh, you shaved everything?
You shaved.
He took his shirt off in the gym on the YouTube channel, and then he looked like a silverback.
Yep.
Yeah. I see young guys in the gym taking their shirts off all the time, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, put your fucking shirt back on. Really, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
I overheat. If I do some heavy sets of squats, I take my shirt off preemptively, because I know I'm going to overheat. And if I overheat, that's my limiting factor. I am done.
I don't know if I'm crazy, but I dress according to the weather. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's cold right now, so I wear a sweatshirt and sweatpants to the gym, and that's what I work out in. In the summertime, that's when I wear a t-shirt or a sleeveless shirt or something like that. Even the sleeveless shirts that I have are sweatshirts. I got a hooded sweatshirt and they're sleeveless, but I dress according to the weather. I don't dress to be. I don't know. It just makes sense to me. I don't.
I dress according to workout.
Well, yeah, I could understand that, but you guys are IFBB pros. You can do whatever the hell you want. Like, it gets to a
I
point.
stay covered up. I stay covered up all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah, I wear a lot of gaffs. I have a lot of clothesline gaffs.
Oh,
yeah. Even I think the only time I will actually work out in a tank top is probably about 2 weeks out from a show because everybody's just begging to see what I look like in the gym.
Well,
Other than that, I
do
stay
you
covered up.
do you do any photo shoots in the gym? Do you have anybody like that follows you around for any kind of sponsors or anything?
She's my
Oh,
reporter.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Clarita used to go to the same gym as me before he moved to Texas, and he would always covered up. And the only time he wasn't was when somebody was following him around with a camera. And I always assumed it was from either a sponsor or social media or something like that. But it was another one. He would wear clothes, 3 sizes too big. Not that he looked like a little Mack truck walking through the gym. It was unbelievable. You want to see a guy train hard. That guy's a machine. I've never seen. Yeah.
Clarita's a little beast, man.
In the gym that I go to, it's Signature Gym. There was Victor Ortiz trains there. I'm sorry, Victor Ortiz, listen to me. Victor Martinez trains there once in a while. Akeem Williams trains there once in a while. Justin Rodriguez trains there. And all 3 of them, and I've seen all 3 of them train there. None of them can hold a candle to Clarita. It's not even close. It's not even close. Not even close. And I don't know if that's intentional because, Akeem just has enough size and Victor is, retired and Justin has enough size. I don't know.
Well, Akeem is freaking strong.
Oh, he's a beast.
I've seen him do some leg training, man. He's very strong. But you got to look at too, Clarita has short extremities, so he's so powerful. He don't have much room to really pull.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's very explosive. I know he was saying he can't really do barbell bent over rows anymore. Something happened with his lower back, so he does a T-bar row, but he has to put plates underneath it because he's shorter arms to be able to get to the bar and pick it up. But the amount of muscle that guy carries is, and I think now he's thinking about downsizing a little bit because it got him in the Olympia.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he got his own gym now. He done built his own gym, personal gym. A lot of them are doing that now.
Oh, okay.
C-Bum just got his done. You got Clarita. And this is a gym that they're going to train in to prepare themselves for the Olympia. I guess they don't want to be around nobody. They just want to focus in their own gym. But I see a lot of the big name competitors are now building their own personal gyms to train.
Yeah, when I mean his intensity, Clarita's intensity in the gym, I've never seen anybody train with that kind of intensity. Like the only people I can compare him to, and these guys were lunatics, where it was Johnny Jackson and Branch Warren.
Oh yeah, that does.
But he does it like with similar intensity with perfect form though, and sometimes he has a scully on and he has the ear, his big earphones, this huge sweatshirt, and he's in the zone. And before his wife had the baby, she would be there, pushing him and whatnot. And then at one time, he was on plate loaded shoulder press, and he had like, I don't know, 5 plates on each side, something ridiculous, right? So I was looking at the machine because I didn't realize he was using it, and I wanted to take one of the plates off because I thought there was nobody using it. And his wife, literally like a torpedo, came over to me and she goes, "Don't even think about it." And I was like, "All right, don't worry, I'm not touching it. Don't worry."
She's a giant. His wife's a giant, bro.
Yeah, she is. She is. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't think. I think they're a power couple in bodybuilding. Like, I don't think he would be where he is without her.
I don't think any high-level bodybuilder would. I think you have to have a strong, significant other.
I agree.
I mean, if you look at a lot of successful pros, I mean, they have really good support system from their wives.
I agree.
I mean, I couldn't get as far as I am without Patty. So
right.
There's times and plenty of preps when I get close. I'm like, I just want to give up. I'm like, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And she'll just tell me, you only got 2 more weeks. You got to hang in there.
Right,
2 more weeks. So yeah, it makes a big difference.
Yeah, I agree fully. And the opposite is true. If you have a terrible woman in your corner, your career is going to collapse. And we've seen
Yes.
that. We've seen that. I think De La Rosa went through that. God bless him. Now he's married to
Terrence
a really
Ruffin went
good
through
person.
that too.
Terrence Ruffin went through that.
Mhm.
I mean, even Arns, when he was on, had told me his first wife was, he was like, he said it was like getting rid of cancer when he got divorced his first time.
Wow.
You know, and so you know, because listen, you're a young guy, right? You're all of a sudden you're becoming famous, you're making money, and then you have all these, you know, thoughts that are throwing themselves at you, and you're just full of testosterone. You know, Larry Wheels went through it too. Remember, like he got, I think the cops came to his house and had the whole audio. She claimed that he was beating her or anything. I'm like, if Larry Wheels hit you, you wouldn't be able to say anything. I mean, like your head wouldn't be on your shoulders. You know, there was no marks on her or anything like that. And you're like, okay, I'm sure he smacked you. Okay, because there was 0 marks on her. I'm like, the guy's an animal. Anyway, but yeah, no, I fully agree. I think anytime you see somebody who is really successful, not all the time. You know, there's plenty of guys that, you know, don't need that. They have their own crazy mentality, but there's always a person behind them pushing. I always have any of the guys that I know they have great wives and
And
great
you know,
families
too,
behind
I mean, I remember, God rest his soul, I remember Shaw Roden was really successful, and then he got himself in that little situation. His
Yeah,
wife
that's
left
right.
him. Once she left him, his whole career just went straight to shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's right.
So,
Now,
yeah, man.
since we're on that topic, do you think that you can't say the word on YouTube? So I'll just change it and I'll say grape because you can't. There are certain words on YouTube you can't say. It's unbelievable. So do you think he really graped her, or do you think that they had a thing and then she got annoyed for some reason and ran to the cops?
I think he got set up. That's all.
I think so too. Because if you look at it, he didn't finish, and I don't know any, like he stopped according to her, like he stopped, and I don't know any grapist that like is compassionate.
Yeah,
You know, it's like, oh, really? You don't want to do this? Don't worry about it. Like I've never heard that before, right?
yeah,
And then the DNA they used was apparently saliva on her chest. It wasn't semen or anything like that.
yeah.
You know, so it looked like something. And then she had somebody downstairs waiting for him or something like that.
Listen, at the end of the day, it was just him and her in that room, man, and
Yeah, you're never gonna
it was the
know.
worst decision he could ever made. Listen,
Absolutely.
you as a man, a professional, you should not have any. Listen, you better have your boy in the room with you.
That's right.
You know, I don't know, but the way it went down, and then the way I believe he was mistreated, even after the fact, not proven guilty. And now to this day, even now, I see some of these pro bodybuilders on video beating the crap out of their significant other, and they're
Oh,
still competing. You know, I'm not mentioning no names, but there's a couple videos went viral with some pros beating their girlfriends, and they're
damn.
still competing. Where when Sean Roden, just because that incident was not proven guilty at all,
Yeah, yeah.
had his whole career stripped just
That's
because of
right.
that. So
Yeah. No,
I think he was set up. I think he was set up, man, and you know he made one of the worst decisions of his life by even allowing himself to be in that situation.
no, I fully agree. Because you are clearly a target when you are that famous, Mr. Olympia. I mean, ask Mike Tyson. He went through the same thing when he was the heavyweight champion. You know, Johnny Depp. You go down the list. There are, I've read articles that there are executives and companies that won't have meetings with women alone. They'll always have somebody else in the room with them. They won't go to dinner or work dinners or drinks afterwards with women alone. They always have to have somebody around because they
Yeah.
don't want to take the chance, which is kind of sad. But listen, you gotta do what you gotta do because you know, like you said, you never know who's gonna say, especially when you're a target. I mean, you're Mr. Olympia. I mean, the guy, the greatest bodybuilder in the world at that time, and yeah, it was a pretty messed up. He was in a hotel room, man. Just put on some porn, rub one out, and then fucking go sign autographs or something. Jesus Christ, man. You guys want to hear a funny story about rubbing one out? Actually, it's actually pretty funny. You'll get a kick out of this story. before I was working in the sewer, I was an electrician, and I was working with this guy Joe, and this guy Joe, he was out of his mind. He was married, and he had a little girl, Lisa Marie, and every weekend he would go to his in-laws. His father was retired, and they had like a really they lived somewhere in South Jersey, and they had like a big house with property, and there's little shops in town and whatnot, and they would go on the weekends to visit and whatnot. They bring the baby, and they had a dog, Teddy, this little dog. I don't know what kind it was. Dog's name was Teddy. Teddy was not fixed, right? So they take the ride down there. They got the baby, they got Teddy, got him and his wife, and his wife wants to go to the shops in the town, right? So his father-in-law says, go, enjoy yourself. Go, leave the baby, leave the dog. We'll watch him. Go enjoy yourself. So they leave the baby, they leave the dog, and they go to the shops. Come back a couple hours later, and his father-in-law is on the porch with gardening gloves on his hand. And the dog is in the corner, like laying on his back, panting. Just so Joe walks up to the porch and says to his father, what happened to my dog? And he goes, I had to release him. He's like, what do you mean release him? What the hell are you talking about? He goes, I had to, because he was humping my wife. He was humping the baby. He wouldn't stop. So I released him. He goes, you jerked off my dog? He goes, yeah, what was I going to do? But look at him. He goes, look, I did the right thing. He's not bothering anybody anymore. He's in the corner and he's not doing nothing. And then Joe walks in the house.
They should have snipped his balls. That's what
yeah, that's what I do. So Joe walks in the house and looks at his wife. He goes, your father jerked off Teddy. And then she goes, what? Why? He goes, I don't know. So that night, they're all watching TV in the living room, and the father's the first one to go to bed, and the dog follows him right into the bed.
Of course he did. I mean, dog's a dog, bro. I don't know where you get these jokes from, but
that was a true story. This guy told me that story.
Oh, it's a true story.
That guy told me that story. His name was Joe. He was married. I swear to God, this is what blue collar guys do when they're on the job. These are the things that they fucking tell each other. It's unfucking believable.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's nothing to do with bodybuilding. But I figured I'd throw it out there. Anyway,
you see your boy Nathan Diasher. Did you see the video they posted him? He's off season, getting ready for his prep.
I saw it.
Let me guess. He's doing a show somewhere in Europe.
Well, I don't think he's going to be able to make it to the Olympia at all. But I guess the person was like that made the comment, said he's just probably going to try to win as many pro shows as possible because he probably never make it to the Olympia with the charges he has.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, the guy is great, but
obviously
I was looking at the video and I'm like, good God, man, his waist is really thick.
It's blowing out. Yeah. Ooh. I think it happens with age, I think it just happens after you get to a certain age and the eating and the training and whatnot. Because even me, I'm nowhere on that level, but like when I was 23 and I did my first contest, I had a 28-inch waist when I competed. And now the last time I competed in 2014, when I dieted down, I was a 32-inch waist. So I think it's just something that happens with age with men. But I don't care that Nathan got arrested or anything like that, or he has. We all fuck up. We all go through stupid shit, right? My thing is, why don't you admit it? And the only rational thing I could think of is why he doesn't admit it is because maybe whatever contract he has with whatever supplement company or whatever company, maybe part of the contract is if you win a show, you have to do the Olympia because we want to be represented. And so maybe he's just jumping through hoops because 2 years in a row, he qualified for the Olympia, and 2 years in a row, he didn't do it. And he made excuses both times. That's the only reasonable idea I could think of. Because why else would you just lie? Everybody knows the reason, but he will not say it.
Well, you don't have to say it. I mean, it's public. People could,
right? Exactly.
Even the guy from BNN basically ran down all the charges,
right,
and also ran down the selling of illegal substance and all that.
Right.
Plus, keeping his gym open during the pandemic and so forth and
so
forth. I mean, you don't have to admit it if you don't want to, but everybody really already knows. So it's not that he's not doing the Olympia. He's making an effort to show up. I don't know who gave him his information when he came here, because it didn't work out in his favor.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, you can't really get mad at people. We all got to be accountable for our own actions, and they even said that at the Olympia, they would do whatever they can do to help get us into the country, but they're not responsible for what we do in our lives, in our personal lives. So
Right.
at the end of the day, I don't really agree that with age is waste, because my
No.
waist, if you look at it, I'm about to turn 50 and it doesn't grow, and I eat a lot of food. I just do things to control the waist on the off season with eating. You
Okay.
get what I'm
All
saying?
right. All right.
So there's things you can do, vacuums, keeping your belt super tight around your
That
waist when you
okay. All
train.
right. I
Because
agree.
when you
Yeah.
squat heavy weight with no belt, everybody knows your stomach expands. It even does that even when you leg press heavy. Bent over rows, if you train heavy, that expands the gut, right?
You're right. You're right.
So yes, it's training, but it's what's crazy is it's the side. It's like there's muscles on the side of his obliques.
Yeah.
That's what's really, and it's sticking out more now than what it did just a little bit ago when he competed. So that's what I think is hurting him as well too, when he steps up against the Samson Dowdas and everybody structurally pleasing.
Yeah.
That's what's getting him, is that thicker waistline, because he has a very long torso.
That's
and
right.
He's not that tall of a guy. So packing on more muscle, which it looked like he did put on a little bit more muscle, it gets to a point where, are you going to sacrifice, continue to pack on muscle and continue to shovel down food if it's going to cost your aesthetics to not be aesthetically pleasing? That's what you got to be careful about. And that's what Jay Cutler, when he was like, what you call it? I'm gonna bring it for right now. What's Mr. Olympia? Derek. He said if Derek, sorry, Derek. He said if Derek continues to worry about putting on size, then he's going to get in trouble with controlling his waistline. So he
Right.
don't need any more size. He
That's
just
for
needs
sure.
to fine tune, right? Even Dorian puts on size, and his waist doesn't expand. And Dorian is not a young cat either. What I
Yeah.
mean? I think it's just how you just do what you need to do during the off season to keep your waist minimized.
No, I agree. You're right about that, because when you look at Charles Griffin, he really fixed his waist by doing a lot of vacuums. Yeah, Dorian, why don't you jump off on that?
Well, I think around the time when I first went pro, I wanted to be competitive with everybody on stage that's in the IFBB league. And I really pushed, put that size on. And one of the biggest critiques that I had coming into the league was, your waist is too big. Your waist is too big. And I think a lot of it is due to a lot of eating and getting the food in so I can grow. But I think within the past 2-3 years, I've really made it my focus to bring in my waist and create a more aesthetic and better shape to my physique. And, doing things like waist training, making sure you've got core control, making sure you're not overeating, controlling your gut while you're doing your training. All this stuff contributes to making your gut small, and so you can control it on stage. And I've seen certain bodybuilders, I think Dayash is a good example. I think Phil Heath was so gifted when he was young that he didn't have to suck his gut in and hold it in on stage.
Yeah.
But as he got bigger and bigger and bigger, I don't think he realized he needed to control that on stage. And I think that was an issue with him for a while. But I competed with Nathan Dayaja this year in Spain. And when he turns to the side and hits his side shots, he doesn't control his gut. He lets that thing hang out.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's kind of gifted in a way. If you look at him from the front, he's got a decent silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as he turns to the side, he never controls his gut that well, especially like when he's setting up for his side chest shots. I also saw, speaking of Nathan Dayaja and the post that he put, that he's claiming to be 295 pounds right now.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Put him on a scale.
Yeah. Well, let's look him up, because I did not see that. I did not see that post. Let's look him up. Let's see. All right. Let's see.
So Nathan, several different bodybuilding pages posted it, and one of them was claiming that he's saying he's 295 pounds.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm calling bullshit.
But this is the post. Oh yeah, here
I think that's it. The yellow trunks.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It says it right there. 295 pounds, 5'7".
Oh, that's hard to believe. He's only 5'7".
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
I thought he was taller than that.
I'm not dogging him, but at the same time, if you're gonna say you're
No.
290 pounds, it's like me saying I'm 300 pounds.
No, listen, you can't take anything away from his career. The guy has what, I don't know how many, 10, 11 pro wins.
I think 10 or 11.
You can't. I'm not taking anything away from his career. He's an excellent bodybuilder. All right. And I really don't dislike him. Anytime I see him on an interview, I like his honesty and so on and so forth. It's just, I called him out for saying that it was a visa problem, that he was sent home, and everybody knows that it was.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw when you made it, and then he made his little sarcastic comeback. Yeah,
and I told him to come on the show and prove me wrong, and then he gave me every reason why he couldn't. And again, it's not. I don't dislike the guy. I admire him as a bodybuilder. There's nothing, but I just had this pet peeve.
I see what you're saying, Bill.
Oh, about his waist.
Yeah, you can 100%. See it.
Yeah.
I mean, when your waist is up, it takes away from making his legs look more. The sweeps of his you don't see it. He's square.
Yeah,
I see that.
And then, like you said, when he's getting into his poses, he do have a tendency, even he's doing it now, to release that midsection, and he does it when he competes. But then again, listen, the judges pick who they want to be anal with when it's a close score, when they want to say stomach control. They've done it with me. You know what I mean? They can nitpick on certain people, and then certain people they don't nitpick on when they release their stomach into transition. I mean, that's the way it is.
Now, Dorian, you were in Spain with him. Was that the one that he won, or the one he lost to Regan?
Lost to Regan.
So what did you think? Because I mean, again, I wasn't there, and you were backstage. This is perfect. I was of the opinion that Nathan should have won because it didn't look much different from week to week. But what did you think?
I'm stage watching the top two showdown, and from my opinion, Nathan was a superior bodybuilder on stage that day. And I went backstage and I told him, like, I know you just won this show last week over there in Milan, Italy, but I got a feeling because you won that, even though you look to be a better bodybuilder here today, I don't think this is going to pan out for you the way that you wanted to.
Yeah.
Gave him a heads up because I had a feeling I had a feeling they knew who was going to win that show before anybody even stepped on stage.
I agree. And you know what my theory is as to why they gave it to Regan? I think he has 2 million followers on Instagram. Yeah. And social media is really where the money comes from now. That's it. You have 2 million followers on Instagram. God knows what other platforms he's on and how many other followers he has. And that means more buys on your Mr. Olympia live stream, and more asses in the seats. It just made sense to me. It just does because like you said, Dorian, like it was only a week apart, and I was like, well, they gave it to Nathan, and they didn't look any different the week later. And I was like, now they gave it to Regan.
I talked to some of the people that were like in charge of the show, and I kind of asked them about this exact topic. And one of the things they said is Nathan wins, it doesn't matter because he can't get into the States to do the Olympia anyways. So why would they let him win? In my head, I would say they should let him win because he's the best bodybuilder on stage that day.
Yeah, really.
But
yeah, I mean,
bodybuilder these days.
It's it's unfortunate that a lot of times political stuff happen, but look, you just follow the money, man. And that's always the case. Follow the money, and that's exactly what the case is. As far as I'm concerned, and the fact that Regan is so popular on social media, you can't tell me that wasn't the reason why they picked him when it was like really close, and they gave it to Nathan the week before. But then again, what the hell do I know? I don't know. Phil, does your wife wear women's t-shirts or men's t-shirts? Because I could get her either one.
Don't get her no pink. She ain't gonna wear no pink color.
No, they're all black. Like they're gonna look like
Patty's a rough rider, bro.
All right, so I'll get her a man's t-shirt. I'm gonna get
she don't play no soft stuff.
All right, good. I'm gonna get you a sleeveless, and I'm gonna get Dorian sleeveless, so you could wear it in the gym because I know you're in Florida, Phil, so it's hot.
Yeah,
and I'll get your wife a large. It's not gonna look like this. It'll be a little bit different, but and that's it, dude. All right, fellas, listen. Once again, greatly appreciate you guys coming on. Always a pleasure. Love having you guys on. And we will definitely do it again next week. We'll see. Hopefully more bodybuilding stuff comes out by next week. And because it's like a dead time.
Well, there's bodybuilders. Listen, if you watch BNN, I mean, this guy posts like 3 times a freaking day.
On Instagram?
Huh?
On Instagram?
YouTube.
Oh, on
YouTube. On
YouTube.
YouTube. I
Okay.
follow him, so every time something like a update of somebody for Arnold or whatever,
Oh yeah,
he pops up on. But yeah, I watch a lot of that. So there's always some type of things going on bodybuilding wise. You know, the thing we need to probably I want to research a little bit more is see Hassan Mustafa, who's his new coach, if he has a new coach. Like there's some stuff we should research because I'm hearing some things that he might not be with Chad Nichols. I don't know.
talk about a thick waist. That guy's got a thick waist.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of bodybuilding stuff. I'll do my end and look over some stuff over this week, especially with some stuff that pops up. Just with people physiques updates as they're getting ready to move into the Arnold.
Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. Because once the Arnold comes, then there's shows every week. And then, then it just, just comes and comes and comes. All right, guys. Thanks again. We'll be in touch. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Yes, man. Doran, it's always a pleasure having you on here, Doran. I appreciate you, brother.
Pleasure, man.
Good night, guys.
All right, man. Take it easy.